Okay, guys, so, sorry, I forgot my table of contents. In the table of contents, I am on page 80, and we are doing transformations. So this is kind of like a recap of everything we've done this week. Okay, for your notes, if you want to go ahead and pause and write that part for me, you can. And then after you pause and write that, I will get started. Okay, sorry, somebody walked in and I had to take care of something really quick. Okay, so I'm again going to give you the cheat sheet that's been up on the board, but then we're going to do some examples, and I'm going to show y'all how y'all can do it a little bit differently. So when you have a whole number or a number greater than 1, this is a vertical stretch, or you can use the word narrow. When you have a decimal, this is a vertical compression, or we get wider. If the number is negative, negative reflex. Okay, if you have a plus sign, and you see how I didn't put it in parentheses, so just a plus sign, this is a vertical shift up. A minus sign, it doesn't have any parentheses, so this is a vertical shift down. A plus sign in parentheses is a horizontal shift. And remember, in parentheses, you always do opposite, so we're going to go left. A parentheses with a minus is a horizontal shift right. Okay, a whole number in parentheses is a horizontal compress, or it gets wider. And then a decimal in parentheses is a horizontal stretch, or it gets narrow. Okay, now I'm adding this little extra part. If there are no parentheses, these are vertical moves. If there are parentheses, these are horizontal moves. Okay, so your example problems, I'm going to move down. There's just 6, so if you want to pause and write them really quick, you can. But you can do it 2 ways. I'm going to explain how you can use the calculator, but I'm going to do it a different way and then let you choose which way you want to do it. Okay, if you wanted to do this in the calculator, you would go to y1 and put in x squared, and then you would go to y2 and type in your new problem, which is x plus 4 squared, and then just hit graph. And then you've got to tell me what happened to the graph. And so you're looking to see if it got wider or narrower, or if the vertex just moved. Okay, for this one, the vertex just moved, and it moved to the left 4. So your answer would be left 4. So that's how you could use the calculator. But I'm not going to use the calculator. I'm going to use the cheat sheet and show you how I can do it without the calculator, and then y'all pick which way you like better. When I have x squared minus 3, I have a minus 3, a minus not in parentheses. So if I look up here at my cheat sheet, it tells me it's a vertical shift, and it's going down, and you always just pull the number that was with it, so down 3. Okay, for the next problem, I have f of x equals x minus 2 squared plus 1. I don't have any coefficients. I do have a parentheses with a minus. So a parentheses with a minus is a horizontal shift, and it says right. So this is going to go right 2, and then I keep moving on. Now I have a plus 1. Since the plus is not in parentheses, I look up here for where it says plus, not in parentheses, and that says a vertical shift, and it says up. And since my number is 1, I put up 1. Okay, for number 4, I have 5x squared. The only thing I have in this problem is a coefficient, and the coefficient is 5, which would be a whole number or a number greater than 1. So this is going to be a vertical stretch. Or if you want to put the word narrow, you can put narrow. Okay, for number 5, I have negative x plus 5 squared minus 6. Well, the first thing I have is this negative. A negative is a reflection, so I'm going to put reflex. A plus 5 in parentheses. Go up to your cheat sheet, find the plus in parentheses. That's a horizontal shift, and it says it's left, and then I pull the number 5. A -6, this is a minus without parentheses, so I find minus without parentheses, and that's a vertical shift, and it says down, and down 6, because that's the number that's there. Okay, my last example for you is f of x equals 1/3 x, negative 1/3 x squared. So the first thing I'm going to look at is this negative sign. If there's a negative, that tells you it reflects. Then I have this decimal. A decimal and a fraction are the same thing, so this is 1/3. A decimal is a vertical compress. Or if you want to put the word wider, you can put wider. Okay, so you're going to have a paper today that's going to have 17 problems, and this is all you're doing is listing the changes for me. And then once you list the changes, you are done. If you want to use the calculator like how I did for number 1, you can. Or if you want to try to use the cheat sheet for 2 through 6 like I did, you can. Okay, let me know if you need help.